Guys, today I'm here with the always special guest, Dan. I don't know why I feel like I always have to introduce you. Everybody clearly knows who you are.
Or they'll figure it out on their own.
Or they'll find out, the baby daddy.
Yeah.
So, yesterday I uploaded a video giving you guys kind of like my first trimester recap. We did figure out though through the comments that I am not actually at the end of my first trimester yesterday. Or like now.
One more week?
Monday, yes. Once I hit Monday, then I'll be in my second trimester. I thought it was 12 weeks. Apparently it's 13 weeks. But when I was editing the video, I thought that it would be really cool to bring Dan on the channel because I thought like, oh man, it's so weird. Just like, I don't know. I know I'm the one that's pregnant, but when I was watching the video, it felt weird. Like there's something missing. Yeah, exactly. And a few of you commented like right away.
The baby is half me.
Yeah, half you. They're like, I really want to see what Dan's perspective was like in the first trimester. And so I was like, let's just film it today and then upload it today. So that's what we're doing. So we're sitting down just to talk about the first trimester. So what is my first trimester been like for you, Dan?
Well, I mean, at first, before she started feeling nauseous, she was just super sleepy, and that was easy because it was easy to let her sleep all day.
Yes, you'd be doing stuff and you'd come in.
And it's like I don't even want to come in and try to talk with her or hang out with her or lie down with her because I'll disturb her sleep.
Oh.
And I posted some pictures of her sleeping, and it's like, she looks way too comfy. I don't want to disturb this. But, which was nice because, I'd go and watch a NASCAR race or 5 hours of UFC or whatever. So
or you'd be building your
I wasn't having a horrible time because she was just tired. But then when the nausea came on, it wasn't as bad as some stories that I've heard, but it was still hard on me because I know that there's nothing I can do.
Yeah. And
it's like, man, can I cook for you? Can I get you anything you want? It's like, nothing sounds good, and I still feel horrible, and it's been 2 weeks straight. It's like, it's hard.
It's hard to watch someone go through that, huh? I interrupted you, sorry, but I would just imagine I would have a hard time. I imagine that I would get annoyed after a certain point too, because it's like hard to take care of someone for so long.
But there were also some good things. She had, I don't know what she had said in her video yesterday, but she had some random pain in her foot, and it had just come out of nowhere, and then it just didn't leave forever. Yeah. And now that she's pregnant, that pain is totally bye-bye, gone. And it wasn't like an injury. It was more like this random like muscle cramp in the bottom of her foot.
Yeah, it was weird. It just came out of nowhere.
And she's like, every morning she would take her first step and go, ah! It's like, oh man.
And
but it's gone. So that's good. My favorite spot to eat out here, local spot, Ma's Tacos. And she never liked it, but now that she's pregnant, she likes it. So I don't have to go there by myself.
Isn't that weird? And it's actually one of the few things that it's like it just sounds just right. Like I eat it, and then I'm not sick afterwards. I'm full. We're going there again for lunch today. It's where we went yesterday. I just woke up and I was like, I think it's a Ma's Tacos day again, Dan. And he's like, yes. So funny.
It's not, and I know that sounds selfish, like, oh, now she likes the food that I like. But it's like, I know that this is good food, and it's Mexican food, and that's like her favorite type of food, and I know it's good. And that she wasn't into it before, and that confused me, like, why these are so good. But now that she's pregnant, she's into the right mind, I'd like to say, because it's really good.
You know what? Let me tell you my perspective. Ma's Tacos is very unique. I don't actually even think it tastes like
It's not
Mexican food I've eaten
They're
before.
tacos. That doesn't necessarily make them Mexican food.
Yeah, it's like it's
not
a
what it's
weird
meant to
thing.
be.
And I didn't used to think it had very much flavor to it. But now, this is going to sound weird. That's like, well, there's a couple things. That's like what I like about it. That there's not as much flavor. Like I'm not burping it up afterwards and like, oh, like gross. It's like kind of bland, but it's also not bland at all because now I've discovered their hot sauce, their green sauce, and they do pickled carrots and onions.
You've got to squirt the lime on the
That's
top
really
of every
good.
taco.
And I figured out yesterday I can order double toppings. So it's like, it's extra cilantro and all of that. And it's really good.
And I know we're going off on a tangent here because we're supposed to be talking about her pregnancy, but this place was on Diners, Dive-Ins, and Drives, and so the places that are on that show are not your typical burger place or your typical taco place. They've got it. There's something special about it, and that's why I like it so much. It's good. So,
Yeah.
What else?
Well, I know one thing I was thinking about. Maybe this isn't a first trimester thing. It's just, but it feels first trimester for me, and I just think it's really cute. I obviously were excited to be pregnant and have a baby, you know, but we didn't get pregnant for so long. We just chose not to get pregnant, and we were so into the thought of adoption for a long list of reasons that
For a long time.
for a long time. And, you know, those reasons are still there. Some of them have changed as we've been exposed to different things. That story will unfold as time goes on. But one thing I didn't expect from you, like I said, this sounds weird maybe, I don't know. But maybe just because I'm experiencing it for the first time, I didn't expect you to be so excited. Like, there have just been, like, times where he's said things to me that I'm like, it's like that mental, isn't there some movie where they're like, take a picture? And it's like, that's the thing. It's like I'm mentally recording some of these moments where you've been telling me things like, you're just like, Nikki, I'm so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what? You are? Like, and I don't even know if you knew, maybe you did, but I don't even know if you knew you were going to be so excited. Because when we talked about all of this before.
I mean, I didn't know what it was going to feel like.
Yes.
I thought logically, I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be excited about it, but then it wasn't until I was in the situation and thought about it, I was like, oh dang. I mean, we've only had these dogs to take care of for the last 7 years or whatever, and we're so attached to them. And I know people with kids get annoyed, oh, don't compare your kids to taking care of animals. I know it's different. I'm not an idiot. I just know how attached I am to them because I spend so much time with them. I cuddle with them. I love on them. I provide for them. I feed them. And in return, they give me love back. And that's where the attachment comes from. And I'm excited to do that with a little human that's just going to look up at me all the time. And they're going to want love from me. They're going to want... they're going to want to learn everything from me, and it's going to be a fun ride.
Yeah.
And I'm not even not looking forward to the crying thing either, because dogs bark and babies cry, and that's just the noise that they make. And I'm excited to have a crying baby in my house.
God. I told him, I was like, I think it's because you're the dude. I think
Yeah.
that the female has a biological thing that the cries will literally like wear at my insides. But we'll find out. You know, there's like a big part of me that actually thinks you're going to be a better dad than I am going to be mom. But I mean,
Why?
it's stupid to wonder because it's like we're just going to find out. I'm just going to do my best. But just because you're just very patient and you're very like logical about those kind of things, like the noises and the crying and whatever. And I feel like I'm the one over here that's like, stop crying, I have to edit a video.
God.
You know, I guess like I just didn't expect, like when I say that you're like, I'm so happy. The thing that people have to really, really understand, honestly and truly, I think, is that when we thought we were not going to have biological kids, or we were on the fence and we were just talking about adopting, like we didn't really feel, and I never got the vibe from you that we were going to be like super bummed or like, oh man, missing out. We were just like, yeah, some people can't have kids. Like, there's these kids that need homes. Like, we'll be their parent. And so it's, I guess the word is, it's been unexpected for me. Like, it hasn't still fully, I don't know, hit me. It has, but it hasn't, because I felt so sick. I mentioned that yesterday. Like, I haven't really had too much time to like daydream about how excited I am, because I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
But watching you has been very surprising. Like, it's surprised me every time I can see and feel the genuine like joy burning from your soul of like, oh snap, he's really excited that he got to participate in procreation. Mm-hmm. Like, he's pumped to have a baby that he made.
Right. We had started going about it in the opposite way. Like, we thought we were fully capable of having a child, but wanted to do it this other way. And when that didn't work out
for the time,
it was like, it was such a big bummer.
Mm.
But then on the other hand, it's like we were able to make this happen so fast that
it wasn't
it's
really
like on the other side of the coin.
Yeah, you know, like, it
other
just,
side of the coin, it's like,
God just made
so
it happen.
Happy.
God just like gave it to us, and exactly, it was like a year and a half of like money and paperwork and meetings and calls and blood work and psychiatric evaluations and all this stuff, and then it was like, nope. And then we're like, want to just like try, and then God just like boop, gave us the baby.
Also, it's like we weren't putting off having kids. I mean, even before the adoption process, we weren't putting it off we weren't waiting for like some career move or to get a career off and running. That we were putting it off because of your injuries and issues that you had going on, and now it's just ironic that some of them are just going away now that you're pregnant.
I have a couple. I don't want to be like, I have some corrections to what you just said.
I'll just point out that I can see your ankles a little bit right now, because those have been swollen for a while.
Yeah.
That swelling is going away.
Well, someone said that the relaxing can actually stretch the fascia, and I think that my ankles have been very tight since coming out of my heel lift, and I've just had a lot of buildup in there. I don't know. But I guess the only thing I'll say to what you just said is, one, you're right. We weren't like waiting for some career thing, but kind of like when we got married, I told him part of the reason before we got married, when we were dating, I said part of the reason I don't want kids young is because Bowser, can you hand me that?
Well, we were so young when we got married. We were 20
so young.
And 21.
But some people have
really
kids that young.
And some and a lot of times it's not on purpose.
Yes, but I told him, I said, the part of the reason I don't is because I really like what I do, which was different then than now, but I consider it all kind of in the same vein of like the arts. And I was like, this is what I want to do for a while. Like, I want to have my 20s to just like do my thing. Now, I would have had kids, I think, a little bit earlier, like a few years earlier.
Only in hindsight.
In hindsight, but also because of the injuries. Because I started trying to fix myself so I could have a baby like years ago, like specifically with that goal in mind, like 4 or 5 years ago.
And if it had panned out, we would have had kids sooner.
So that's what I mean. It's like
that plan. It's like, oh, doing this didn't work.
So then we're like, let's just adopt.
Made a turn for the worst. It's like, I'm gonna try this plan to get better, and this didn't work either. And just over and over and through the years, it's like, all right, I guess we just have to try now.
Yeah, and then I blinked and I'm like, I'm 32. I just got turned down from adopting after all of this time. I mean, or fostering, which I do want to put out there. I truly believe if we had kept going, it's not like we were denied from all of it. Like, I make it very dramatic by making these shortened sentences. We were denied. My therapist kind of equated our process to like applying for private schools. Like, you didn't get turned down from every private school in the world. It's like you got turned down from a couple. Mm-hmm. How much do you care to keep going? And so we could have kept going. But really what happened, and I know a lot of you guys already know this, I'm just summarizing it, was we just hit the point where I was like, okay, I'm 32. It's going to get harder because everybody says it's harder the older you get. You know, like I've said, there's scientific markers for, you know, egg health and your age. And I was like, wait, am I sure I want to give up trying to have kids? And it just kind of all hit me. I was like...
It was kind of hard to even make the decision to start the process in trying to adopt in the first place, since we had been childless and been in a groove of life for so long that it still was that just make the decision to jump moment.
Yes, totally. We're just
and
like,
so
okay, we're
it's
doing
like, we just had to do it again twice for the same purpose.
Yeah, it hit me. I told you guys when I was down for an injury for a period of time and I had some time to think, and I was just like, I think I just need to know now, because my parents adopted in their 50s, and which proves you can do it at like basically any age. Not really, people have age restrictions, but I have more time for that, in my opinion, than my biology potentially did. So I was like, I changed my mind. I don't think I want to just not try. Let's just try and see. And I just kind of also started thinking like, okay, so I guess what's the worst that's going to happen? I guess if I get new injuries and new pains, like at least I got a kid. It's not like I'm on this great healing path right now anyways. Like, might as well just try. Like, I survive my period every month. I don't know. I still have all the same thoughts I had before, to be honest, when people would fight me. Like, I could still easily be really negative about my injuries and my hips and my back. I kind of just decided to not care. I kind of just decided, like, you know what? I don't care. Even though I still think what I think, and I think it's logical, I'm not God, I'm not a fortune teller, and I'm just going to throw caution to the wind and see what God gives us. So...
And that's my thought in the gender right now. I don't care to look into all the fortune teller, the signs and this and that, the heartbeat, and this is what the gender might be. It's like I'll find out when I find out. I don't need to like psych myself out.
But the old wives' tales do say we're having a girl. I think it's a girl. He thinks it's a girl.
I
know.
Can only say that there's so many different things that you guys are talking about on the internet that will make you believe it's one over the other. None of them are true. None of them.
No, you know what Marlene asked me?
Hold on. Other than maybe one that sounds logical to me, and it's the rate of the heartbeat.
Do you know what Marlene said to me? Marlene I thought she was kidding. She goes, "Did you do the ring test?" I was like, I'm like so embarrassed that you asked me that, because yes, we did. He hated me for it because, you know, it's not logical. But I was like, just stay still.
It's literally. Oh, did
We're
you do
doing it.
the quarter test? What's the quarter?
Marlene
you flip a quarter. It's
Marlene
the same thing.
I wish I had done it because my relatives have all done it. It's been right.
It's only a 50-50 probability chance of your guess being a success.
I know.
That's all it is.
It's true.
You only get 2.
I know.
And yeah, it's like I don't want to fill my mind with thoughts and fantasies of one and then get the other.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's necessary to put myself through that. That's not what I do for fun. That's not what I... It's like I'm busy doing and thinking about other things, and that one is like not on the important list at all.
Well, because both of us truly hold the belief that whatever our family is supposed to be, whatever gender is supposed to come into our family next, like, that's what God's going to give us. So it's like dumb feeling for us to really wish for one, because we're like, God knows the best dynamic for our families. So whatever it is, it is. That being said, I think it's a girl. I do like the idea of having a girl, but I like the idea of having a boy. Like, there's just as many on both sides for me and him. So all that being said, that long tangent started from the place of, it's weird for me to see you be so, like, I can see it, that, like I said, like the joy in your soul when you'll tell me, like, I'm so happy. I'm like, wow, I didn't expect procreation to bring you so much joy. And it's really sweet to see, and it makes my little heart melt. And I almost could cry on camera right now, which says a lot because I don't cry on camera. But my heart goes like, oh, that's so sweet. I just feel like we're like animals.
I've done
like
my
the circle of life.
Duty.
You know, we're just like, wow, we just made, like, it just feels so animalistic, but not, because we're humans, but like, We did it! It's a weird, I don't know, it's weird.
There's way more animals than there are humans, and they all do the same thing.
Facts with Dan, or animal facts with Dan.
I've got all of them.
Really quickly, for the end. So I asked a couple people really last minute on YouTube's like community section for questions for Dan. And there's a couple that I would like to address. One, Dan, has there been anything, this is from Kimberly Matter. Kimberly. Dan, has there been anything that you have been surprised about in the first trimester? Anything that you weren't expecting? P.S. You will be a great father. I can't wait for you guys to be parents. I've been praying for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to the foot deal. That was surprising.
Yeah.
But
not really.
I mean, I'm at the age where I've heard a lot of pregnancy stories. A lot of our friends have already had kids. Like, I kind of know how this goes, typically.
So it doesn't.
She's having the typical pregnancy, but like there's a spectrum to the typical even, and hers is leaning more on the mild end, which is comforting for me because she's not heaving over the toilet 5-6 times a day every day, which I was really, that was the one thing I was like, please God, help me. Please, I don't want this to be my not my experience, her experience.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing you could do. Other than that,
nothing really.
Yeah, because I mean, it's been pretty uneventful so far because she's only just now starting to show.
Yeah.
So I'm also excited to see the thing just balloon out.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
See, for me, the whole first trimester was unexpected. So you saying like, oh, it's gone exactly as expected. I'm like, all my friends had babies and I still didn't. It's like,
you
maybe
didn't
just
know
living
you were
it.
going to be that tired.
Yeah, maybe like living it's just different than hearing it. I've just been like, dang, this is pregnancy? Like, whoa! Like, I'm so dramatic when my period comes every month. And this is like a different version of having my period all the time, every day. Or at least that's what it's been. So yeah, I'm going to grab to read another question. Well, the short answer to this, Dana Luna asked basically if we were going to consider having baby 2 after this, like biological, or if we were going to still like go back to the adoption route. And the short answer to that is we don't know. We're going to see how I do.
That's a long time from now.
Yeah, I mean, I still have to carry this baby to full term, deliver it, and then see how I recover. If we were going to have another biological baby, though, and everything goes okay, then I probably would want to do it pretty fast. Like, I'd probably want to turn around within that year and try again if I recovered.
That sounds probable and also typical.
Yeah.
So I could see that happening. I've never been able to predict the future.
Really?
So, especially 2 years, 1 to 2 years ahead, never. Didn't think I was going to live in Singapore a year ahead.
Dude,
Didn't think I was going to live in Tennessee a year ahead. So many big life choices, just they come out of nowhere. So, we'll find out.
Yeah. And then this one, this is probably, I think, how we should end the video. This is Nurulain Wakar. I probably didn't say that right. It says, I want to ask, how does it feel now that you're going to become parents?
I think it's a natural part of life that I look forward to. I'm grateful to have the opportunity, but like when people grow up, they want the opportunity to be independent and, you know, drive themselves around or be able to earn money themselves to spend it on whatever they want or whatever they want to eat and make your own choices, and that's just another big life change from going from a child to an adult. And then not all parents are adults, but I feel like being a parent is an adult thing, because if a young if a young person has a kid, they grow up really fast because they have to become an adult, and they lost out on their childhood. That's what you typically hear. So I'm in my 30s, and now I'm starting this new phase of life that people enter into at all ages. I think that I'm happy with the timing, and I'm comfortable with it, and that's why I'm excited about it. None of it sounds scary to me at this point.
You're such an optimist.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm over here, I'm like,
that's just only if
Can I even do
everything
this?
remains typical, because you know, it sounds fun. And,
well, that's the thing. You are less selfish than me in general, and so your optimism makes a lot of sense. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
no, you did it.
It's just my answer is it scares me. I try to dwell. I try to spend more time thinking about the things that'll be fun. But like I mentioned in the last video, I have this like realistic, or almost like, it's not cynical, but I have this side to me that runs parallel to the side to me that's like, you know, the musical theater kid that's like, everything's gonna be great. It's like right next to that. I have this side of me that's just like super serious. Like how when we got married, I'm like, marriage is serious. Like everybody didn't want us to get married because they thought we were young and didn't understand the severity. And both of us did in our own ways. And that's how I feel about, being a parent. It's like my brain, it's hard for my brain not to go to like the gravity of like, this person looking at me is like, mom, like that's the part of me that doesn't want to have a daughter. I want to have either gender. But when I say I get scared, it's like the thought of a little girl looking at me and being like, what's a woman like? Or like, probably way overplaying it, but it's just like,
and I don't think that's necessarily looking at the negative, because I'll look at the negative sometimes, but as far as like this being scary, I guess that's probably why I like it.
Because you like jumping out of planes?
I'm a licensed skydiver. Most people
and race car driver
will never, they will never desire to do this thing, let alone actually take the leap, but for some reason those are the things that I really enjoy doing, so that's probably
the challenge, you like the details. So. I mean, I think I'll have fun like dancing around with my kid. I mean, I dance sometimes to my dogs and I'm just like doing a show to them and they just look at me.
Gosh.
Oh, on that note, I know you have a race to go to. So that is it.
An iRace.
I've
got a scheduled race.
He's got a scheduled race.
Computer.
Before we go to Moss Tacos again. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Me too.
So you guys will have to let us know what you think. Let us know if you have any other requests. This is easy and fun to sit down and just chat, and that's all. I don't really have anything else to say. Don't forget to check the info box, because just like every video, I do giveaways for those of you that care enough to extend my info box or listen all the way to the end to hear me. It's just our way to say thank you for all of your support of us and our family and my art and our life.
And I ship those giveaways out, and
yes.
Not all the time people will respond to them being the winner, so come on guys.
So get on your response game. Let's go if you want a prize. And that's all. I will hopefully see you back here soon with another new video. All right. Bye.
See ya.